guys, what is up? Welcome to Fly Like an Eagle podcast right here on Steampunk Sports PA. I'm with my guys, James Gorga, Joe Mark from the Passion Ave Sports Show, Hardcore Sports Network. Check them out. How you guys doing? We got a lot to talk about today.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do, brother. Always good. I wish I had a better week, but obviously, there's going to be a little bit of negativity against that offensive coordinator this week because I got a real bone to pick with him. But hope all is well with you guys.
Hey, Joe?
Dallas sucks. Dallas sucks. Yay!
Yeah.
It's kind of weird this time around. I think somebody put it up on Facebook. Says like that the Dallas week doesn't seem, what do you call it? As exciting as it once was. Gonna admit,
because it's not competitive anymore.
It's not. Yeah, that's the thing. It's not irrelevant. That's the thing. That's probably why it's not. I mean, back then you would have like obviously the '95 they stop them again game, and then the Merry Christmas Philadelphia game, and
Pickle juice game, and
that too. The Magic Loogie game this year with Jalen Carter.
Well, we're going to get into that, but I think that's one of the reasons why this should be a very interesting game, because I think Jalen Carter is going to introduce himself, maybe, or reintroduce himself to Mr. Prescott.
Sure thing. Yep, absolutely.
So, let's kick it off with the Eagles defeating the Detroit Lions 16-9, and you guys know what that means. I want predictions again.
You know, it's funny. You know what's funny, Mitch? I think I texted you, and I think I texted Joey. It says this is probably legitimately the $1 Price is Right game. I swear to God.
And here's the thing: I did not go last. I went first in the prediction, so I don't want to hear I went last.
Well, and you know what? Here's
maybe I gotta go last this week.
I honestly thought it wasn't going to be a $1 game, because you're talking not necessarily because of the Eagles and some of the offense of struggles that they've had, but because they're going against a high-powered offense like the Lions. So in order for the Eagles to win, they would have to score more points than the high-powered offense of the Lions. But surprisingly enough, I got to say, the last 2 weeks, this defense has shown me something.
It has shown me something too.
Two really good offenses they just made look pedestrian. And you know what? I'm not going to apologize. But Adoree Jackson maybe isn't a scrub, quote TLC.
Maybe he's not that bad as we once thought he was.
He's not a scrub like I thought he once was. And like he's serviceable. I mean, but there's going to be another high-powered offense coming our way with the Cowboys. They have no defense to speak of, but they do have a pretty potent offense.
Yeah. I mean, the thing too with that Dallas game, I think the one thing that stuck out to me was even like with the defense, like only making the Lions score 9 points. That's damn good. That's pretty damn good, especially on a defense on a team that's like high scored and high powered offense. I mean, the thing that really surprised me the most is that they're not talking about it. That's the thing that's shocking. It's just like they're talking about the other side of the field, like the offensive woes, like the AJ Brown situation, now Jalen Hurts, and now it's like, okay, maybe we should talk about how for the first time in our lifetime we've probably seen a defense as compatible and also as efficient.
Well, also keep in mind, this is the third youngest defense in the league. We thought that this defense was going to have a lot of growing pains, a lot of ups and downs. We thought the offense was the thing that was going to carry the day, carry the season this year. And we are complaining more about the offense than the defense. And, look, I think with the Lions game, the one thing that we can confidently say is Mitch stepped up, because he shut down, St. Brown all day. Like
me?
Yes,
me?
You.
Yes. You know
there
it,
we
brother.
go.
You know it,
there
brother.
we go. I did something right. I did something right. Hey, man. Hey, but I agree with you on real talk. I agree with you on Quinyon Mitchell. like shutting down Amon St. Brown is no easy task.
No,
It is not. So does that put Quinyon Mitchell not quite as elite, but up there, like borderline? Will you
yeah,
guys agree with me on that? Borderline?
Oh,
I
he's
would think
top
so.
3.
I would think
He's
so.
top. He's top 3 corner in the league.
Okay.
Yeah, I would
Alright,
think so because
he's
like
elite. He's elite
Mhm.
then. Okay.
I think somebody brought it up a couple days ago. I think Merrill probably brought it up. Said that he's like Darrelle Revis on top, like another Darrelle Revis. Like if you're getting their name called Guantanamo Bay, like Revis Island is, that's telling you something.
Nah,
That's telling you something.
I'm gonna go one step further. He's like Dion. He cuts off
Yeah.
one half of the field. Like
For sure.
his name gets less mentioned on the telecast, and you start to question, at least from a person who's just listening to the game, not able to watch it, that you're like, okay, is he even on the field? Oh, well, he's on the field. He's just cutting half the field off.
Mhm.
And like I know Darrelle Revis did that, but the guy who innovated that was Deion Sanders.
Mm.
And so, from my perspective, we got into the conversation, and I know we'll talk more about it this episode with the offense and some of the other drama that's been
Yeah.
going on. But we brought it up last week about AJ Brown, and Mitch, you had brought it up and said, he's a top 5 receiver, and I contested that he's not anymore.
Right.
There's no doubt in my mind that Guantanamo Bay is a top 3 corner in this league. And I kind of I'm hard pressed to argue he's not the best corner in the league. I get that there's still a Patrick Surtain Jr. out there, and I still get that there's other quality corners out there, but I am hard pressed to not put him in that 1 or 2 position.
Yeah.
How about this? I'm sorry. I'm
No,
sorry, Mitch.
Go for it. Go.
We got to give our praises to Nakobe Dean too. I mean, I think we've finally seen the Nakobe Dean of the old.
Yeah.
Well, you know what, James? This is the guy that you celebrated when we drafted him.
Oh yeah,
This is the guy that, now, for all those who don't know, when we were at our old home at Edge of Philly Sports and we did the pre-draft show, me and James both were like, we want Nakobe Dean.
Yep.
As day 1 folded and passed, me and James both looked at each other and said, we're not getting him.
Right.
We're just not going to get him. And because he'll probably get picked in the early 2nd round, and we're not going to get him. And that stinks. And I wasn't on the telecast. You were for night 2 of the draft.
Night 2, yeah.
So I'm watching with my buddy, and I think I was texting with you or texting with Al. Maybe I'm texting with both of you.
Yeah.
And I see like the free fall of Nakobe Dean, and I'm like, we gonna get this guy?
Yeah.
Like, we're not gonna get this guy, are we?
Yeah, that's what I thought.
And my buddy's like, it looks like, and I'm like, there's no way. We get into the 3rd round, like, there's no how is he still on the board?
Right.
Like, don't ask questions. I was like, the further he falls, the better our chances of getting him. Now, why? Why is this player why was he so intricate to me and James's draft board? Because, well, number 1, James is a Bulldog fan.
Aficionado,
so he knows,
sure.
He knows all about Nakobe Dean.
I do.
But one of the things I learned when I was doing the pre-scout for the draft was that Nakobe Dean, out of all of these Bulldogs, all these top-end Bulldog guys that were coming out, most of them which we got anyhow, he was the leader, like the quintessential voice, the leader in that locker room, in that Bulldogs back-to-back championship locker room.
Yep.
And I went, I'm like, so this guy doesn't always like blow you away with numbers, but he'll blow you away with leadership. And so we didn't see a lot of that because of his injuries.
Yep.
And because of his lack of playing time the first 2 or 3 seasons. Well, the end of last season, or midway through last season, before he got hurt, you started to see it. You started to see it come on, and you're like, wow, is this the guy we were waiting for? Is this the guy we've been waiting around for? And then he got hurt, and we were like, oh, man, Like
Right.
we were getting adjusted to this. Now he comes back from this injury, and now we're seeing this guy reemerge even stronger,
Right.
more intense, more poised than I think I've seen any linebacker that dresses for an Eagles uniform in quite some time. I mean, dare I say Jeremiah Trotter Jr.? I mean Jeremiah Trotter, I should say. Like that's the
Seth
thing.
Joyner too.
Seth Joyner. My feeling is very simple.
Yeah.
The Eagles are going to have, and Howie Roseman and Howie I trust, but Howie's going to have a busy offseason trying to juggle all the financial decisions, all the hard decisions that he's going to have to make. He's going to have some latitude, but Nakobe Dean and Jordan Davis and all that they're all going to have to be an integral part to this. And that's one name we've been mentioning more and more each week on this show. Jordan Davis.
Yeah.
Jordan Davis had two massive pass deflections. He made Jared Goff feel like a midget out there. And he said so in the post-game show for what was it, NBC. He basically said, that the person that was interviewing him asked him, so how were you able to get to Jared Goff as much as you were able to? And he said, well, I guess it helps that I'm 6'6". And I'm like, yeah,
true.
it does. It does help. That does help. And the fact that Jared Goff, he's not a small man, but to make him look small and feel small, it was kind of nice. I mean, he's not as elite of a quarterback as people give Jared Goff credit for.
It's like Sam Darnold too, it's like apples and oranges,
Right. The glass slipper for Cinderella shattered.
Sure,
and, the Bulldogs had a lot to do with it, or as I would, what did Frank Finnegan used to call them? The Bird Dogs.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it's funny because I remember when we talked about it. A true story be told. I actually bailed before the third round because I was thinking, okay,
Yep.
they're not gonna get him. And then right when I got home, probably 5 minutes later, when I got home, I was like, damn it, I should have stayed. I mean, if how excited I am when we get the guy I want. It's like everybody's probably gonna call for a final point. I mean, that Jordan Davis touchdown in week 3, like when he ran back that touchdown, there was like a neighbor right outside her. And I thought she was going to call the cops because my voice cracked, and I was like really excited about that play. But I'll tell you this much too, though. But back to the Nakobe Dean thing real quick. Yeah, I mean, ever since he was on that Georgia national championship, I said to myself, this is the player that Howie should keep a close eye on come draft time? Because you think about it, it was like T.J. Edwards at the time, Kazir White. It was like I don't know who the big fish in the pond was for that linebacker core at the time was, but Nakobe Dean was one of those guys that said, okay, if he is there, and surprisingly he was there for the second second day, it was even more better that the Eagles got him that same day in the second round. And I said to myself, if you get that talent in here, that means that the Eagles will be one step closer to glory. And turns out, I mean, and then the other thing too, before we go any further here, I think it started with Devontae Smith in 2021 when he was drafting SEC guys, and he says, "Wait a second, these guys are here. Why didn't I take them all along?" And then we thought about it. I said, maybe he saw the SEC and say, "Wait, we could take some of these guys too." And that's what happened with Devontae Smith in 2021 and Landon Dickerson, and then again with the Georgia Bulldogs on that defensive front too in the last couple of years too.
We can thank Mr. Michael Vick, because Michael Vick is the one that invited Howie Roseman down to Athens, Georgia, to watch the Bulldogs play the Crimson Tide a couple of years prior, or two prior to Devontae Smith being drafted by the Eagles. And Mike Vick's like, you got to watch these boys. These boys are fierce. And he's like, we were good. These guys are better. And that's coming from Michael Vick. And like, that's coming from a guy who has seen it all, been around it all, and even played with them all. And like, for Howie to be like put in that position and go to that game, he went to almost every Georgia Bulldog game. As much as I remember, he was in an interview, said he went to a lot of Georgia Bulldog games after. So I could tell you this right now, like that experience of going to that game and being like, whoa, wait, these are college players?
Yep.
What the hell was I watching?
Yeah,
He's
right.
like, I've changed my opinion. We're going after the SEC. And like, well, it's about damn time. And Mitch, I hate to say it because I know your team is Michigan, but the SEC is the place to be when it comes down to picking out talented players.
I got no words for that. Only thing I know is that we're champions. That's all I can say. We won a big one a couple years back. So
I don't mean to break your stones there, Joey, but when was the last time a Notre Dame player actually was successful? If you can remember. Not trying to break stones here. I know you're big on Notre Dame, but I can't remember.
Kyle Hamilton.
Oh yeah. So he's with Baltimore. Okay, so I was gonna say don't say Ian Book because Ian Book's a flash in the pan.
No. Hey, look, no, we're not going to mention Ian Book. his book burned to the ground. That's what happened.
Yeah, it was a book burning.
You could book it.
Anyway, yeah. So with that being said, the Eagles defeat the Lions. I win the predictions again. But Lane Johnson. Lane Johnson's out for 4 to 6 weeks. Yeah. Joe, how do you feel?
Not great. I mean,
right.
And then me hearing other reports after hearing about the Liz Frank, sprain, the fact that Lane Johnson had an interview prior to the season's beginning that, he had contemplated retirement and that he was contemplating retirement, but he wasn't sure if it was like a 1 or 2 years away. He was dealing with a lot of injuries. We all know this. Like, this guy's a warrior. Like that's undeniable. Like, this guy played through a hernia. This guy, played through with a broken foot. Like, this guy did a lot for this team and for this city. And so, one of the things I can say is I'm sad that we're going to miss him for the next 4 to 6 weeks. Hope that we can get him back for the playoffs. And then I hope with the playoff run, it's deep and fortuitous where we become back-to-back champions. And it convinces him to stay for 1 more year. Because I'll tell you this right now, we're not ready to talk about the NFL draft anywhere close right now. But I've said this for the last year or two, James. We need to get the heir apparent in this house.
That's right.
For Lane Johnson. Like, that has to happen. That's got to be a priority in the draft this upcoming season.
Yeah, you got to. I mean, that's a very good point there, Joe. I do agree. And somehow, in some way, I mean, the thing that bothers me with Lane Johnson is that Irene brings up a good point here. Good to see you again, Irene. How are you? She says Lane had 15 operations throughout his career, so that's a lot. That's. I mean, we'll talk about. I mean, I don't want to make it about myself, but I had 7 altogether on my 2 feet. I mean, something about Liz Frank injury. That could be career. That could be career ending. And I think Howie Roseman has to do is he has to probably pick out his bag of tricks and say, okay, how can if Lane Johnson, say for example, calls it a career this year, and maybe next year you got to work with Fred Johnson or even a Matt Pryor. And I think the other thing too that's really that's kind of sad about it too is that he is so effective in every which way, but it'll be sad to see him go. But I think you'd probably have to look to the future, especially more than anything too.
Yeah, as a guy who's had 15 eye surgeries in his lifetime,
you can relate.
Believe me, when I can tell you, I can relate to Lane Johnson. But the thing that I give Lane a lot of credit for is, despite another athlete in this city who we talked about who has had a lot of injuries, actually 2 athletes in the city that we've talked widely about that are very injury prone. The difference between Lane and those two athletes is that Lane shows up and shows out, and he's still one of the best tackles in the league. Like,
Yeah.
It's not even a question mark. And he, there was a stat that I read the other day. He only has let up 2 sacks
Right.
in the last 3 seasons.
Yep.
That's astonishing. I don't care what you want to say, how you want to evaluate a player. That's a guy doing his job to perfection, and in a situation where that's difficult to do. I mean, you got these monsters, these speed demons that are coming off the edge. It's not easy to keep them corralled, and Lane Johnson's just a beast. Now,
Right.
the thing that I did not know is that Lane Johnson in the offseason trains with the Marines in order to get himself ready for the season. So you want to talk about a guy who personifies toughness, strength, and basically the ability to come through it no matter if it's inhuman or not. Like,
Right.
Lane Johnson's it. And so my feeling is he'll be back by the playoffs. It'll be more of a question, is this the last run?
Well, it's kind of like that Fuel song would say, if this is the last time, it's great song from the Harrisburg area. So yeah, I mean, I guess the other thing too is that that if you have to look at Lane Johnson's injury on a telescope or hindsight being 2020, I mean, maybe this is the year that we probably look at it and say, okay, what's our plan B going forward if Lane Johnson gets hurt again next year, if he comes out of if he doesn't retire? Like, say, for example, what if he has a same level, not a same level injury, but more like how do we prepare for another injury if it does happen, like you mentioned with those other two, like Harper and Embiid gonna make, if that was where you're going at.
Yeah, keep in mind something, with the core 4, if we remember a year or two ago, Kelsey, Cox, Graham, and Lane Johnson.
Yeah.
You got to look at it this way. Kelsey and Cox are gone. You got Lane and Graham. Graham's coming back from retirement this year. He could probably be going back out of onto retirement, which is fine. And now you might have Lane. The core 4 might be gone by the end of the season. Like,
they
entirely.
could be.
That
could be.
Might be turning.
Yeah, I mean it's a shame that it has to end, but sometimes when it really matters the most is that, yeah, I mean, it was a great run. I mean, it'll be nostalgic to see either Brandon Graham retires again or Lane Johnson calls it a career. But 2 Super Bowls in a matter, like winning 2 Super Bowls like in this town. I mean, it's not like they don't have to do that much. I mean, Harper, for an example, if we want to talk about Philly's sake, is like, just to change the subject here just for a second. With Harper, it's just that I think it's more into the situation is that he tries too much to try to win a championship. The same thing with Embiid. I think Embiid is more, he just can't stay healthy. That's just like a for certain apparent reason. And I mean, the other thing too with Harper, and also I think that if you win 2 Super Bowls here in our lifetime, and also you win 2 Super Bowls in the city, it's not like you'd have to do that much anymore. I mean, sure, you want to win another one, but at the same time too is that maybe if he retires, maybe we'll be okay with him retiring, because unless you got someone in there to what do you call it, like someone that would take his place, like a Fred Johnson will be coming in here and replace him right away, and he'll be will be a good factor here too.
As a person who's said this before, maybe Embiid and Harper just got to do their job, like Lane
exactly.
and Brandon.
You mean Embiid cannot sit out for 8 games straight? Wow, I didn't know that.
That's not doing your job, is it? Last time I checked,
he's gonna miss the game on Sunday, and then Tuesday, and then the next one,
and then the next day. And then the next day.
Next day. Yeah, there you go.
If you don't show up for work, if you don't show up for work, then you're not doing your job. Is that right? I mean,
Harper. That's the thing with Harper too.
That's the antithesis. But with Harper, he doesn't show up to his job when it matters the most. Like that's the difference. Brandon Graham showed up twice when it mattered the most. And we could talk about Jalen Hurts, and we're going to talk about the offense in a minute. But Brandon Graham, you got to think about his Super Bowl performances are iconic.
It is.
In this city, and they will be for millennium to come. The idea that Brandon Graham could have, and in Mitch's own perspective, you were disappointed when he came back because he could have rode off into the sunset. His story could have had this like storybook ending, and I still feel like it could. He could have that third Super Bowl championship. He could have another iconic moment. But this guy in the 2 Super Bowls that they have won, he has been an integral piece in both victories in some way, shape, or form. And so for me, it's like those guys show up and do their job. But when you have other athletes in this town that go, I don't understand why I'm not getting this done. I don't understand why we're not getting this done. I don't understand why we're not champions, because maybe you're not doing your job.
And yes, Eileen, he has played a little bit here and there. Brandon Graham has played. So here's a quick stat. I don't know if you guys noticed, and then we're going to go right to the Jalen Hurts. Actually involves Jalen Hurts. When Lane Johnson is out, Jalen Hurts is 5-9 when Lane Johnson is out.
Oh, that's not
Let
good.
that sink in.
Yikes.
As soon as Lane Johnson goes out, the team crumbles. I say this week in and week out. I don't trust Fred Johnson. He stepped up, but I'm like, Lane Johnson.
If it's kind of like you can't have your cake and eat it too kind of material. If that sounds fishy or sounds like obtuse. The thing about it too that I get kind of concerned about too is that I do agree with Mitch on this one. It's like, what do we do now if Lane Johnson's hurt? Like, especially with Kevin Pattillo's offense. It's like, it hasn't been effective all year long. And it seems like now it's like going to like crumble a little bit more because Pattillo isn't playing, not coaching to the capability he has. I mean, sure. I mean, Fred Johnson's a good piece for an extent, but I don't know how long he will be good. I don't know how long it will take him to get up to something. I don't say he's not up to speed or anything, but I think the other thing too is that it's more that he's going to have to play a lot more than just 4 to 6 weeks. That's basically season over.
Yeah. And really quick, what your dad brought up, there's no storybook endings. I'll bring up one. Ray Lewis. When Ray Lewis announced it was his last year,
that's fair.
And in the very last snap, he was out there with the team and he took the snap. And then they won the Super Bowl. He was not able to. He hasn't played since. To me, that's a storybook ending.
I'll go one step further. Peyton Manning. Who for the vast majority of his career was starving for a Super Bowl championship. And he got one prior, and then he got back to the but when he got back to it, he knew he was a shell of himself. And that defense carried him to the finish line. I mean, you want to talk about your team picking you up where you don't have it. You don't have it anymore. And, but the defense was like, no, we're going to win this one for Manning. And so that's the difference. That's what I would call a storybook ending.
Jerome, the other one I'll take out of it is Jerome Bettis in 2006 in Super Bowl 40. Yeah. When it was his last game as a Steeler, and he was like in his hometown in Michigan, and he actually when he was playing, I don't think he played in that game. It was more Willie Parker. But being like a Lane Johnson figure, like you brought up, Joey, and then even you brought up, Mitch, with Ray Lewis, and that's actually a perfect storybook ending too, especially winning a Super Bowl in your hometown of Michigan.
The only difference is he went back to play in Seattle, and he was like a shell of himself.
Yeah, that's right.
That was the
Wait, who?
Who's this?
Jerome Bettis.
That's what I
no.
thought. Okay.
Oh, okay.
But
So,
and
like,
then
but, go ahead.
go Joe. No, Joe,
Go
you
ahead.
go. No, you
So,
go.
I mean, my thing is this: is that with Lane Johnson and Brandon Graham, if this is the closing of the book, and I know we're about to get into the Kevin Petula drama and that whole ordeal, like my thing
I'm
is
coming, Elizabeth.
the old guard is on their way out. Like the old guard is
Oh,
officially
man.
on their way out. Now you have to, if you're the Eagles in the organization, you got to start to ask yourself, is the culture that you deem is there, is it really there, or is it just a mirage? Is it the guy? Because I think this organization brought Brandon Graham back, not just because we needed a body. I think they brought Brandon Graham back to be a locker room leader once again, because the young bucks could not handle the heat.
I think that's more for certain of that too. I do agree with that more than anything.
Yep. I agree with that. So before we get into the Jalen Hurts saga, James, I'm gonna let you have it, man. Talk about Kevin Petula. Go.
Oh God, here we go. So let me get this straight. In the last handful of weeks that I sit here, watch this game over and over and over again, and everybody asks the question, why does the offense suck? I'll tell you why it sucks. Kevin Petula. Period. Well, I'll tell you another reason why. Last year, Saquon Barkley ran the ball a ton. More than ever before. Probably the best running back that ever had in Eagles history. Ran his heart out last year. The problem I have with it too, this year, the running game has been not inefficient. He hasn't been efficient. Has been really, dare I say this, hasn't been the same ever since Kellen Moore left. So for Kevin Petula, I need to ask you something here in these next few weeks. Why are you not having a balanced offense with Saquon running outside like Kellen Moore did last year, trying to get the passing game back to where it was in 2024? You had some good games, 2 games against Minnesota and the Giants, and then after that, starts to go down, starts to crumble down like John Mellencamp's songs. But the worst part about it is, I feel like we're having another Brian Johnson here. I hate to say it. Please forgive me for saying that word. Because I watch football all my life. I didn't see a lot of the run game like we did last. Like the run game has to be a part of your offense with a running back like you have in a stud like Saquon Barkley. You also have to give your running back more opportunities to run the ball, to try to go outside and make good things happen with your running game. I mean, you call yourself I don't know how many times I sit here every single week and think, okay, this is the game. Saquon's going to run the ball a ton and things are going to go the way we expect it to go. But the worst part about it is, it's not even, like I said, it's not even relevant. It's like irrelevant at this point with this team. I mean, I feel like what Brian Johnson did in 2023, I thought that shit was going to just be gone when Kellen Moore left and things will be back to the way it was. You know what's even worse? Kevin Petula needs to do something here and do one thing for certain here. If Kevin Petula wants to become more of an offensive guru, you need to do one thing. Pass the reins to Nick Sirianni, know your role, shut your mouth, and do yourself a favor and get the hell out of the business, okay? If you're not going to do your job as an offensive coordinator, then I dare I say, in the words of John Kruk, you didn't have the guts to succeed here, period.
All right. I love it. And I actually have a hot take, what you said about Fred Johnson. I think Fred Johnson did better than Petula.
Yeah.
I really think Fred Johnson did better than Petula.
I agree. Brian Johnson?
Brian Johnson.
Oh, wait, why did I say Fred? Oh, my God. Brian Johnson, yeah.
I'm like, what does the offensive lineman have to do with calling plays?
Because we were talking about Fred earlier.
Maybe he's like, hey, boss, let the boss find his checkbook, will you? Hey, Moose,
Because
Rocco.
we were talking about Fred in the chat here. I brought him up earlier. The name stuck in my mind. I meant Brian Johnson.
I mean,
I think Brian Johnson did better than Patullo.
It's. I don't know if it was good. I mean, like, let's keep it real here.
Fred Johnson definitely did better. I'm giving
Fred
that
Johnson
right now.
did do
He
better.
definitely did
That he
better.
did. That he did. You're absolutely right. No, but no, I mean, with Patullo, it's just that it's not even like it's stale. It's like I hear like, okay, like last week, 2 or 3 passes that could have easily gotten first downs. I mean, everyone's going to probably say, "Oh, was the wind being a factor?" Bullshit. Okay, the wind can take so much of the field. Okay, when you have to, I mean, the offensive scheme is just outside of garbage. I mean, I don't know why I sit here every single week hoping that Patullo gets his head out of his ass, and it's every single week I get so disgruntled, I get so disintegrative over the things that he tries to do, and it's like, okay, I've seen enough. Okay, if Kellen Moore, let's say for example, this year he doesn't go back to the Saints, I'm giving Kellen Moore a call and say, hey, can you come back here and do me a favor? You see that Kevin Patullo guy? Yeah, you ever see Goodfellas? Yeah, we won't see him no more. We had a problem, and there's nothing we can do about it. Unbelievable.
I think Kellen Moore's got a 3-year contract with the Saints.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I think he's staying there. I really think he do. He wanted to
You
become a head coach.
You might be right there, Joe. I know.
But
well, he's got a good you got a good quarterback at Shuka in the next couple of years or so, and then we got to deal with this imbecile that can't run a freaking Saquon Barkley for 500 yards.
Well,
oh, God.
I have a theory about
this. It's exhausting, dude.
And it may come as a little bit in not necessarily surprise, but like, okay, I've given a lot of thought to all of this in the last month.
Sure.
Because it feels like this has been the main topic in Philadelphia for the last month. Because it felt like, we saw the Eagles offense thrive with Minnesota and New York, but we disqualified it in some ways.
We did.
Now, here's what I have to say. So, Kevin Patullo, you're all right. You're both right that he's a very inefficient coach. Okay? I brought this up once before. Usually for a position coach to get upgraded to a play caller in the NFL, the average usually is about 8 years. Kevin Patullo has been in the position coach, the ranks in the NFL for 18 years, and only now has he gotten the responsibility to do play calling, and now we know why. Usually, and I'm not even just talking from the Eagles' perspective. When you're a position coach, any team can come poach you as their OC. Like we've seen that before. The Ravens defensive back coach just got put into a defensive coordinator position. So like we've seen that. This is what I have to and then this week, it was one of those weeks where I really got agitated with listening to Sports Talk Radio. And I get people might go, okay, you're a Jalen apologist, and they were bashing Jalen, and that's the reason. That's part of it, but that's not all of it. This is my theory. People have said that Jalen Hurts is the reason why this week we went from A.J. Brown was, the
cancer.
The cancer in the locker room to Jalen Hurts now is the problem. And I go, okay, let me understand this. The guy who only knows how to win has won more than any other quarterback in the history of the Philadelphia Eagles, who has winning percentages in his career up there with Joe Montana, Tom Brady, and Patrick Mahomes. But this guy is the reason we're losing. This guy is the reason why our offense is stuttering. Like, okay, hang on. Let's evaluate this. I think it's not him as much as I think a bit of a disrespect that the coaching staff, including Nick Sirianni, has done to this quarterback. So you have a quarterback who won Super Bowl MVP and a quarterback who's won the Super Bowl for your team. Do you not give him, and I'll ask this to both of you, if
Sure.
you guys were the coaches, like
Mhm.
if you were put in Nick Sirianni's spot, either one of you, but if you have a quarterback on your team that did that, and you come into the new year, and he's still kind of a young quarterback, but he's made all this success, would you not give him more, be able to allow him to give more input into what you guys do in the offense?
Hmm.
Would you guys not let him do that?
Mitch,
Go, James. I'll go after you.
I was gonna say you can go first because I got to think about this.
Yeah.
I hate being the center of attention. Believe me.
I got it. Give me 1 second here. I'm just fixing something.
Sure.
Yeah. So, what was it again? I'm sorry.
So you know how successful Jalen Hurts has been with being the Super Bowl MVP and
Right.
a Super Bowl winning quarterback. He's
Yep.
still young, okay? Now I'm putting you in the position of Nick Sirianni. Coming into this season, if Jalen showed that he wanted to be more involved in the play calling, in the play strategy, in the scheme, and all of that, because of what he brought you, because of despite his age, but because of what he brought you as the head coach, wouldn't you allow him to be more involved in the scheme and the play calling?
I would. It just depends on the situation for me. Like on that 4th down to throw to AJ Brown, I would not have let him done that. I would have come up
Okay,
with a better play and stuff like
but
that.
that's my point. I don't think Jalen Hurts has the say.
Hmm.
I don't think he's
Then
got
I
an
agree
equal
with
say.
you. Okay. Then we're on the same
Okay.
page. Okay.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think we're on the
So,
same page
I,
too.
that's where I'm fighting back on. I don't think the coaches are allowing Jalen Hurts. You said I would, but I wouldn't if that 4th down decision was Jalen Hurts' decision. I don't agree with that. Now I understand that, but I'm saying that we would all allow Jalen the ability to have more say in the offensive play calling, the offensive scheme. You know, I go back to we brought up earlier about Peyton Manning. You know, Peyton Manning towards the middle and end of his career, he didn't need an offensive coordinator. He was calling his own plays.
Right.
He just didn't. He ran the game how he saw fit because the coaches trusted him.
Hmm.
Now, I feel like despite Jalen Hurts' age or whatever the cloud over Jalen Hurts is, I don't think Nick Sirianni or Kevin Patullo give him quite enough of room to latitude to
Mhm.
be able to call his own plays. I want to see one game where Jalen Hurts is controlling the offense from
Hmm.
start to finish.
Hmm.
You run what you think you need to run. And you know what? Let's see what happens. I think the people that are holding Jalen back, as much as people think it's Jalen holding Jalen back, is the coaching staff and the inadequacy of the play calling. You know why Jalen thrived under Kellen Moore? Because Kellen Moore listened to Jalen.
Hmm.
Why? Because Kellen Moore listened to other quarterbacks that he had, Dak Prescott, and
Yep.
on and on.
Yep.
This is why good offensive coordinators bring in their quarterbacks to have the input. But no. What do I think happened? I think Kevin Patullo got his 18-year promotion and got like, no, we don't need input from our quarterback. I
Hmm.
got this, Jalen. Don't worry. Like I got this. Me and Nick got this. Don't worry. Don't worry your little heart. And it's like Jalen had to feel hurt, and I would too.
I would too.
Because if I carried your team to the Super Bowl championship and was Super Bowl MVP, and that wasn't enough to gain me any clout to have a say,
Yep.
to have a seat at the table, then what are we doing here? Like
That worries me. That worries me a bit. Gonna admit, Joe.
it worries me too. I'm not saying this because I feel like, oh well, let's sell it because I don't think it's just a Kevin Patullo problem. Because let's face it, Nick Sirianni's Kevin Patullo's boss. Okay,
Right.
he's also Jalen Hurts' boss. Here's
Mhm.
the thing: if Kevin Patullo said that to Jalen Hurts, Nick Sirianni can easily say, yo, KP, we're not doing that. Give one his say, and let's be done with it.
Right.
But I think Kevin Petula and Nick Sirianni are close friends that I think Kevin Petula gets his way, Nick Sirianni lets him get his way, and therefore it puts Jalen on the short end of the stick. And I think when we trickle that down to AJ Brown, I think AJ sees that the offensive scheme is shit.
Mm.
And he feels like, this is what you're making me run? Like, and people are sitting there saying that AJ is bashing Jalen, when I think AJ is bashing the coaching staff.
Mm-hmm.
That he can
I
say,
agree.
well, I like Kevin Petula. He could say that out loud, and maybe he's saying he likes KP as a person, and maybe Kevin Petula is a good person, but he's a lousy play caller.
I agree.
And anyone who doesn't see that clear and evident by now, then you're not watching the game. You're not paying attention.
So let me ask you this then. Remember how a couple weeks back, me and you guys were going back and forth about the Super Bowl take I had?
Mm-hmm.
Do you trust Kevin Petula to get to the Super Bowl?
Oh. I don't know.
You're putting me in a sticky situation because you know how what my take was.
As do
Yeah,
I.
that's why I did it.
Right. And
Mic
so here's
you
my
are good, my friend.
They still have weeks to
I know.
to make Kevin
I know.
Petula give up the seat. But and this is another reason why I feel like the Jalen Hurts offense works. Go back and watch some of the games or some parts of the games, both this season and last season, where Jalen Hurts and the offense were playing, hurry up offense, like 2-minute offense.
Yeah, no huddle, right?
Right, no huddle. Because you know who's calling the plays in the no huddle? Jalen. He's calling the plays at the line. He's running the offense. That offense was very successful when Jalen is calling those 2-minute offenses. Not the offensive coordinator doesn't have a second to look up what the play call is and get it into his headset. Jalen's calling the offense at the line and going and being successful. If Kevin Petula is still in charge of the offensive play calling, then yeah, I'm saying the Eagles missed the Super Bowl. Because I don't think you can get away with having a pedestrian offense forever. I think Jalen Hurts will do everything in his power to make sure they don't lose. But if you are putting out a pedestrian offensive scheme week after week after week, especially in the playoffs, when you're playing the best of the best teams at their best, no, I don't know if
Counter.
that's gonna work.
I got a counter.
Sure.
You're going to like this.
Sure.
I trust the defense.
I do too.
I trust the defense. The defense has bailing the offense out time in and time out again. So I trust the defense. I don't trust Petula.
I don't disagree with you in trusting the defense, but you know what frustrates me?
What?
Is that if you subtracted Kevin Petula and we were able to figure out the dynamic that would unlock this offense, with this defense and this offense, there's no one stops us. There's no one. And I'm not talking like we go from 16 points of offense to like 20 points of offense. I'm saying we go from 16 points to 35. Like you better not be putting you better not be betting at $1. You better not be bidding $1 for those predictions, because if that offense gets unleashed and unlocked, that score is going up.
I'll say this too. If the defense gets us to a Super Bowl, that's going to be the reason why we win this Super Bowl. It's not because of Kevin Petula.
Yes. Well,
and you
on
know
the same
what?
page.
This is all what we can hope for. If they win the Super Bowl and it's the defense that wins us,
It'll be close, but it'll be
right. But if the defense wins us the Super Bowl regardless, right? This is what we can hope to happen. That some bum team like the Cleveland Browns or Houston Texans still looks at Kevin Patullo as like, well, he's a Super Bowl winning offensive coordinator. Maybe we bring him along to be a head coach. Good, take him. Be gone.
That's exactly how we felt about Jonathan Gannon. Exactly the same thing.
Well, here's the other reason why I believe that the reason why I believe what I do about Jalen Hurts. Think about Jalen Hurts. So each year he's got to come into a different voice in his ear and a different opinion. Now, everyone isn't built the same, you know? You get along with some people, you don't get along with others. You mesh with some people, you don't mesh well with others. We've all been there, okay? Jalen Hurts has had to deal with 5 different people since he's been in the Philadelphia Eagles.
Right.
For a guy who just like, can we just run the offense like this? Can we stop? Can we just run it like this? And the guy,
I know.
Maybe Kellen Moore was more understanding of a guy like, okay, we can run it like that.
You know what we need? AK actually told me this a couple weeks ago. I agree with him. You guys will talk to him tomorrow on Patterson Ave Sports Show. Make sure you guys tune in, 9 a.m. Offensive consultant. I think we might need an offensive consultant to help Patullo.
So, who do you got in mind?
I don't know. AK mentioned a couple, but I'm drawing a blank.
Frank Reich, Doug Peterson, maybe?
No, I don't want to bring any of the same guys back.
Yeah, I get you. I get you. I'm with you.
If I was going to recycle a dude, James, it's
Mike Mayock. Mike Mayock, maybe?
No, if I'm going to recycle somebody, I'm bringing back Mike Groh. Like, because he
oh my God. I'm sorry.
Well, he did lead us to the Super Bowl.
I get that. I get that.
Him and DiFilippo.
I would have been. I would be okay with it. Also, you know what? You know what? I gotta say right now, I'll be okay with DiFilippo. Gonna admit, and he's calling right now. He's calling right
now. My feeling is this:
DiFilippo got under Carson Wentz's skin, but it was a good thing too. He'll get under.
You know what? Tough love is good. Well, no, you're talking about Preston. No,
not Jalen. No, I'm saying no.
Press Taylor is who you're thinking about.
No. It was like John DiFilippo when Carson was screwing up and stuff. Like he would bash that shit into his head. I'm not saying Jalen Hurts isn't that, but I'll say the same thing. Like Patullo will be in. John DiFilippo will be in Patullo's ear, just saying, "Dude, you gotta like he'll be in his ear or something like if we."
I thought it was Press Taylor because that's why Press Taylor got fired.
Yeah, I want to know, but I'll say this right now. I mean, look, if Juan Castillo is still around, I would bring him back.
No, well, let's not get crazy. But Mitch, this is the other thing.
Yeah, I don't know.
Bring up about like bringing in a consultant to help Kevin Patullo.
Yeah, this
guy's had 18 years to prepare for this.
I know. That's the funny
thing. Tell me
thing.
about it.
Like, if you get a job and you had 18 years to train for that job and you failed at that job,
how do you fail 18 times? I don't get that.
I'm not
what do you want to be Jones and accepted?
But James,
I'm not Embiid.
Yeah, right.
I'm not saying he failed 18
times.
I'm saying that he had 18 years to prepare for this job. So, like, he had 18 years to train, to understand things, to be ready for this job. So you had 18 years of college to train for your job. You finally get in the job and you fail. Then you ask your employer, hey, I had 18 years to train for this job. Can you please bring in a consultant to help me with this job? What?
You ever see that commercial with the Outback Steakhouse commercials that will keep you in mind? That's Kevin friggin' Patullo. Yeah, we'll keep you in mind, and he's celebrating and feasting away on blooming onions.
We've said this about, we've said this about.
I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
We've said this about coaches. Lame duck. We use that phrasing a lot. Lame duck coaches. This guy is a lame duck coordinator. he's just resting on his laurels, and he's not doing enough creative stuff. And he's the best friend of the head coach. So you went from, and we brought up Brian Johnson.
Yeah,
Brian Johnson was
Not
the best
Fred
friend.
Johnson.
Not Fred Johnson.
I'll be. You know what? I'll say.
Brian Johnson-
dude. I'll take Brian Johnson from AC/DC at this point.
Brian Johnson. You think Brian Johnson?
Round of
from
applause.
AC/DC?
You better play that the way you're supposed to play.
So Brian Johnson was Jalen Hurts' mentor / best
I'm on
friend.
fire today.
So we hired him. We brought him to be the play caller. That didn't work out. So what do we do this time? And we don't bring in Jalen Hurts' best friend. We bring in Nick Sirianni's best friend. Can we stop bringing in best friends? Can we just go hire someone who's talented enough?
Well, why don't we just get look at the Flyers for an example, right? Look at it. I mean, yeah, they brought in some old Flyers gurus of obviously Rick Tocchet's and Danny Briers and Keith Jones's. But you know we need an outsider. Okay, I'm tired of. I mean the friends. I mean it's the same thing like you said about Nick Sirianni and Kevin Patullo. It's the same thing with Brian Johnson being so-called Jalen Hurts' friend or like he's related to the family. And it's like okay. What do they have to do with the job being told? Okay, what do they have to do? I don't care if it's your buddy. I'm sorry. I'm not inviting your buddy to become my coordinator. I want my coordinator to be a goddamn good coordinator. And I want a coordinator to know how to play the fucking game.
I got an offer for you. You'll be my offensive coordinator.
I'm gonna give another fuse.
But here's I'm blanking on the name, and maybe you guys can help me. The offensive coordinator that used to be with the Chiefs, that was with the Washington Commanders, is no longer there.
Flores?
No. The offensive coordinator, not the defense.
I'm sorry. Why am I drawing a blank?
Yeah, hold on. I'm gonna read your dad's comment real quick.
Eric Bieniemy.
There it is.
There he is. There it is.
Why can't we bring him in? You want to bring
Why not us?
You want to bring in a consultant, Mitch? Let's bring him in.
Damn right.
So I'm gonna read your dad's comment real quick because he brings up a good point. You guys are focusing way too much on the OC only. He's not the only one failing, but this offense quotations. It's a team problem. Just changing him midstream. Yeah, we are in midstream. Hey, we're middle of the live stream.
I think he said changing them mid-team. I think he said mid-season. There you go.
Mid-season. Thank you. It's not going to fix it.
Damn, autocorrect.
It's not. There's still a lot of holes on this, but Patullo's one. It's like the majority. But we trust the defense. We trust Vic Fangio. We trust the whole defense. So there's a lot of problems.
I agree with Joe. It's more than just Kevin Patullo. It's the ego of Nick Sirianni. But this is what I'm going to go with. The easiest way to kind of rectify some of it, not all of it, is to give the power to the guy that knows how to win the game. The guy who holds the ball more than anybody else, Jalen Hurts. Give him look. If he fails, then we know he deserves all the criticism. Like he's gotten all the criticism this week. And I don't think any of it's been as proven as it should be. I think we're just looking for a person to point the finger at, and I don't think it's justified. We're ready to run this guy. I've heard this week that we should start Tanner McKee and trade Jalen Hurts.
Yep.
I'm sorry. Have we all lost our ever-loving mind?
Well, yeah. I'll say this right now.
We're Eagles fans. We always lose our minds.
It's like Mike Schmidt would say, like they're excited about wins and then hearing about it the next day. It's the Mike Schmidt effect. It's exactly the Mike Schmidt effect. We win games, but then we have to hear about it the next day. It's typical. Like Mike Schmidt called that back to 40 years ago.
Yeah,
45 years ago.
This is the thing. So let me put it in this perspective. Jalen Hurts in the last 2 seasons, including this season and last season, including the playoffs, has over 850 winning percentage.
Hmm.
That's higher than guys like Tom Brady in the same amount of span, and higher than guys like Joe Montana in that.
You mean
that
Joe
time frame.
Montana?
Whatever. Don't make fun of my guy because he went to Notre Dame. Don't make fun of him.
Hey,
No,
I still think he's the greatest of all time. I don't care about
No.
Brady's statistics.
Joe Montana because of the water boy.
Nah.
I thought you were talking about. I thought you were talking about the Jason. Jason. What's his name? The one Paul Rudd was in. I love you, man. I thought you.
Yeah.
No, it's Bro Montana. What am I talking about?
So here's
I'm
my
tired.
thing. So here's my thing.
Last
you
thing,
guys
then we'll
ready?
go to predictions.
Are you guys?
No, you're
ready
fine.
to-
No, we have all day. Don't worry about it.
Are you guys ready to chase Jalen Hurts out of town?
God,
I mean,
No.
God,
are we ready for Tanner McKee era to start?
Tanner freaking McKee.
what are
It's
we?
a joke in my cat. It's a joke in my cat.
I know what you mean. No, but are we really gonna Chip Kelly this shit again?
Pretty much.
Seriously? Like, I mean, seriously, are we gonna get Sammy Sleeves' cousin or brother or buddy to come in here and DeMarco Murray going ass backwards? For God's sake!
Pretty
I'm
much.
just saying that's what a lot of people.
That's
are
what people
calling
want
for.
too. I know what you're saying, Joe. I know. And it's
And
like,
I'm
dude, are
just
you out of
like,
your friggin' minds?
What are we? What
What are we doing?
Watching?
What are we doing?
What? Okay, so all right. Do you think Tanner McKee? You brought up earlier, Mitch. Do you think that this team can win under Kevin Patullo play calling?
Oh,
and
that-
win a
no.
Super Bowl. Win a Super Bowl. That's what you asked.
yeah.
Now
right.
I'm going to ask the question here. Do you think this team can win a Super Bowl with Tanner McKee as your starting quarterback?
No,
No.
God, no.
No. All right. With that being said,
but
let's
what do you think, Joey? Before we move on,
Not even
a snowball.
Look,
Right?
listen, that's like you asking me, do you think the third or the water boy, we talked about the water boy for the 49ers back in the 80s, could we replace
He says
Joe
no too.
Montana
So
with him?
there's like 4 no's.
Could we replace Joe Montana with the water boy, and would he take us to a Super Bowl? What are we talking about?
I'm sorry, but your cat has the best line. Your cat was just like, nope.
What are we doing here? It's like replacing. It's like replacing Bryce Harper with Greg Dobbs and saying Greg Dobbs is going to bring us to a World Series. What are we talking about?
All right.
What are we doing
Oh
here?
my god, that is so funny.
Let's get to our predictions
Oh my
real
god.
quick. 7. There we go. And by the way, guys,
I gotta admit
if
that
you're
was funny.
following Fly Like an Eagle podcast on Twitter, Fly Like an Eagle podcast, I just put a vote out there. Do you trust Kevin Patullo to the Super Bowl? I tagged you guys in the tweet as well.
Mm.
I
So
don't
you
trust him
guys.
with my taxes, let alone my offense.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
the cat again. All right, let's get into the predictions.
I'm almost done here. Wait, how did you get on the table? Sorry.
All right.
All right.
So who goes first? I'm gonna have James go last this time. So it's gonna be
All right.
me and Joe.
I'll go first.
I'll go second. Okay.
I got this being a high-powered offensive game. I think that the Dallas Cowboys defense is garbage, but I do
Yeah.
think that
Yeah,
the
get that, Boba.
defense, that the Cowboys offense is good. That being said, I still think the Cowboys still suck, and I still think that, we struggle in Dallas and Big D. So my feeling is that this is going to be not a sweat. It's going to be a sweat in the sense that the Cowboys are going to keep it closer than they should, only because we're playing a Big D. So I have the Eagles winning 34-24 against Dallas.
All right.
What was
Mitch?
it again? I'm sorry.
34-24 Birds.
Gotcha.
Hmm.
All right. I'll go, and
And
then
spoiler alert, I have the Eagles going undefeated the rest of the season.
okay. For me, I'm gonna go lower than 34.
Mm.
Shocker.
Anyways, it's going to be a hard-fought battle. It always is when it's the NFC East, right? We have a hard time in Dallas. The Cowboys offense is looking pretty good right now. God, I hate saying that. But the Eagles defense is looking even better. I trust this defense, so I'm going to go 24-20.
All right. By the way,
James,
mind you too. I forgot to tell you guys. It's a Kelly Green Day. Kelly Green Day on.
It's Kelly Green game. Yes, it is. And the Sixers play right before that. So we got the Sixers and the Eagles back to back.
Yeah, Flyers got a big one tomorrow against New Jersey, but that's all good. So yeah, I think for me, and they had a good win last night too. I'm gonna go with the $1 game this time.
I knew it.
I gotta do it. I'm sorry.
Let's go.
I gotta do it. Hey, look, that defense. I mean, that if they win that game, it's going to be on their defense. But I just don't see Patullo. And he agrees too. I don't see Patullo. Being that effective.
I think your cat's calling Kevin Patullo a pussy. I think that's what he's saying.
Yeah, I think he is too. Gonna admit. Yeah, I got the Eagles. It's gonna be a close game again. But I think the Eagles will win on a field goal by Jake Elliott. I'd say it's gonna be. Give me 16-13 Birds, and we'll be moving one step closer to the NFC East, winning the NFC East. And
I like that. I actually like that. So, Joe, I don't have the lowest score this time.
Well,
you guys can give me.
Now you have to live. You have to live in your little space. You can't be like, I have all this space. You got to live in your little hole. You got to live in your little space.
Well, you could Three Stooges me sometime and just send me a gift about.
If the Eagles win 21-20, I get it. All right, guys. We went a little bit over time here. Great show, guys. Appreciate everyone tuning in. Like, share, subscribe to the Steampunk Sports PA. And James, what you got coming up Saturday and Monday?
Well, we got a jam-packed show this week coming up. Tomorrow we got Patterson Ave Sports Show coming up again. On this week, we'll talk about the Eagles coming up matchup against the we'll recap the Lions game, and then we'll talk about Dallas, and then a Black Friday game against the Chicago Bears. With our good friend from Hardcore Sports Network that you know very well, Mitch and AK, joining us tomorrow. So that will be at 9 a.m. And then on Monday on the show, we got another edition of This Week at Flyers Hockey with our good friends Joey Marks and Austin Hamill. We'll talk all things pucks. Obviously, a great overtime win last night up against the Blues. Then they got the Devils coming up on Saturday, and I think they got one more before the Thanksgiving break. So please check out our stations on Hardcore Sports Network and Streampunk Entertainment for Patterson Ave Sports Show tomorrow, and also This Week at Flyers Hockey on Streampunk Entertainment. So busy weekend. Hey, it's only going to get funner from here, boys.
Let's get it. Like, share, subscribe. Let's go Birds and beat Dallas.
Dallas. Kevin Patullo.
That's you. Let's go.